So I know that smoking's bad for you, but let's just touch on it anyway. I mentioned in the introductory video that I lost my father to lung cancer when he was just 58. It was an absolutely devastating time in my life. It took me years to get over, and I still grieve his loss. I still miss being able to have those conversations with who was my best friend. It leaves that impression on you that cuts at your core, a space that can never be filled. And I really don't want that for the people around you. Let's have a look at some of the statistics. Smoking's the leading cause of preventable disease in Australia. In 2003, it was estimated that around 15,500 deaths were caused because of tobacco smoking. That's 43 people dying each and every day because of tobacco smoke. That's 43 people who are saying goodbye to loved ones far too prematurely. And if you don't become one of those statistics, you might become one of those ones that your quality of life is jeopardized. So it's not just the mortality, it's the morbidity as well, that living with disease. And there are so many conditions that are caused by smoking that can result in living years with those disabling health problems. It's estimated that 204,700 years of healthy life were lost in Australia in 2003 as a result of smoking. That is astronomical. Imagine that life just being ripped from you. Some people live with emphysema and others have gangrene, and there's all kinds of horrible things that can go wrong. The statistics are startling, but I know that you know these risks already, don't you? But what you might not know is the extent of what you're actually inhaling with each and every cigarette. There are over 4,000 chemicals in one cigarette. And each and every one of those are chemicals that you should not be taking in. That's right. There's the benzene, which is an additive in petrol. Benzene is a colorless hydrocarbon that comes from coal and petroleum. It's highly carcinogenic and is associated with leukemia. Formaldehyde, or embalming fluid, is highly poisonous and used to preserve dead bodies. It's known to cause cancer in the respiratory, skin, gastrointestinal areas, and a whole host of other problems. You're inhaling ammonia, which is a toilet cleaner. Acetone, which is used as a solvent in nail polish remover. Tar, that sticky black residue, is drawn into the lungs when you inhale on a lighted cigarette. Once inhaled, that smoke condenses, and about 70% of the tar in the smoke is deposited into your lungs. Nicotine, which is actually an insecticide. Carbon monoxide, which is those car exhaust fumes. That's how some people kill themselves. They lock themselves in the garage and let the car exhaust go. So you know those effects. It's a highly poisonous gas. It's rapidly fatal. Others that you might recognize are arsenic, which is rat poisoning, and hydrogen cyanide. Now, I'm sure that you all have heard about, if you're not old enough to remember, World War II and the Nazi gas chambers. Hydrogen cyanide was used as a genocidal agent at that time. Well, no one would willingly go into a chamber and breathe that in. You're taking it into your lungs with each and every cigarette that you smoke. And because hydrogen cyanide is also present in secondhand smoke, non-smokers are also at risk of breathing in that poison when they are exposed to it. That's the kids that are around you or walk past you in the street. The neighbours that live next to you. Your family sitting on the veranda with you. But the benefits of becoming a non-smoker now are fast and furious. Your body has an amazing way of repairing itself. If you think about when you cut your arm, that heals, the scab comes over, the cells come, they multiply, they divide, the skin repairs, all those cells underneath. You don't have to think about that. That just happens naturally. Your liver is constantly detoxifying. Your kidneys are detoxifying. Your body is a marvel. And within 12 hours of becoming a non-smoker, almost all of the nicotine is out of your system. After 24 hours, the level of carbon monoxide in your blood comes back down and you've got more oxygen. In fact, from the moment that you quit smoking and in that first day, those tiny lung hairs called cilia start to regain their ability of clearing out that mucus and other debris. After 5 days of being a non-smoker, most of the nicotine byproducts have gone as well. Your sense of taste and smell starts to improve. Within a month, your blood pressure returns to normal and your immune system starts to recover. With a few months, you get all sorts of positive changes. A reduction in the coughing and wheezing, improved breathing. You'll also have a reduced risk of respiratory infections and bronchitis. After 12 months, your risk from dying from heart disease is half that of someone that's continuing to smoke. After 10 years, that risk is less than half of someone that's continuing to smoke again. And after 15 years, it's back to that as if you've never smoked. That's phenomenal. In 10 or 15 years' time, do you want to look back at now and realize that you could have been a non-smoker now and the difference that would have made? Or are you going to choose to do it now? And let's face it, we're all a little bit vain. So when you become that non-smoker now, you'll have that healthier skin, hair, the colour on your face will go from that pale kind of grey washed outness back to vital, beautiful, fresh. You'll have that reduced risk of macular degeneration and cataracts, lower chance of acne and psoriasis and other skin issues, less risk of losing your teeth. And now, dental hygiene is so linked to other health issues. And yeah, I know. So many people that have come to my clinic say, but I don't want to put on weight. Honestly, very few people put on excessive amounts of weight when they quit smoking. And going through this program, we're going to put strategies in place to reduce or even eliminate that risk for you. And given that I'm in the field that I'm in, I see so many people that think smoking is a friend. Smoking helps them to cope with stress. You know, it's that cigarette on a lunch break or after a stressful day. It's that cigarette with an alcohol drink, or that cigarette when you're lonely, or cigarette when you're bored. So while you might think that smoking does all of these things for you, it's actually the opposite. Smoking is a relaxant, but it's also a stimulant. And it's actually those breaths that you take in that are relaxing you. So it's not about never taking that break. It's about finding healthier ways to give your body what it's calling for. So you can reduce your anxiety, reduce depression, reduce stress. The stress load on your body from every chemical that you're inducing as you smoke is huge. Those positive emotions, so that you don't feel that guilt around being a smoker, so that you're not outside while everyone's inside at the dinner table. And the quality of your life will improve, now and later. So I want you to take a moment and really consider, how will being a non-smoker now improve your life?